Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Johnny Dehn. This is the first episode of the Johnny Dehn podcast. I've never done a podcast before. It's my first time. Here are my co-host slash interviewer, I guess you could call him. The man, the myth, the legend, my boy Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. So, we're just going to answer some questions, kind of open it up. This is my first time, really open it up like that. But we're going to go in a little in-depth and kind of figure out, like, the state of the music industry nowadays and where I kind of want to be headed. And Hassan's just going to ask me, some questions to kind of engage the fans a little bit more and have them learn a little bit more about me. But yeah, man, let's do it.
See, like, I know you, but they don't know. They don't know, like, the true you. You know what I'm saying? They just see the music, the image. They listen to your lyrics, but
yeah,
your fans actually, like, I think this is, like, the first, like, opportunity, like, for them to get to know you.
To kind of connect,
yeah. Exactly. Absolutely connect on a personal level.
And I like doing this shit. It's fun, just opening up and kind of explaining a little bit more behind the music.
Yeah.
Kind of what goes into it. Because it's not easy being an independent artist nowadays. That's for sure.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, let's start it up.
So let me ask you, what have you been up to lately? I know what you've been up to lately, but tell your fans what you've been up to lately.
Man, what I've been up to today, damn. Well, past few months, I've been working heavily on just creating more content ideas. Very busy just trying to work and create, that content flow. I put out an album over the summer, which had a lot of summer fuckboy bangers for sure. It's called Extra Sauce. I put it out with my boy Grindmo.
Oh, yeah. I love it. We all listen to Extra Sauce.
Hell yeah. It's got that extra spice to it for sure. But, bro, I've just been, working, just trying to, build that independent empire, building that bread, building the content, and just creating a whole brand behind it and kind of what direction. Because my type of music I like to do, like...
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what would you consider, like, what kind of rap artist are you?
What kind of rap artist am I?
What would you label yourself as?
That's a tough question because an artist like myself, I like to touch on many different type of emotions, different types of feels. I kind of like to go the way the seasons go. So like over the summer, I put out Extra Sauce, and it was a lot of fuckboy bangers, club, talking to girls at the club, bars, and whatnot. And I just like to make that type of music, throw in some sense of humor lines, stuff like that, and kind of just have that, upbeat, like just promiscuous vibe, kind of like the Jack Harlow style or like an older Eminem kind of fused in one.
That's what I was saying. Your newest album was like a mix of everything.
Everything.
This is your best album because it had like a mix of trap, MC, a little bit of R&B.
Right.
I never even heard you singing until you just started like that a couple of songs.
New vibe, yeah. And you know what? Like, I definitely am inspired. Like, I never really, about 5-6 years ago, all I would listen to is Eminem. And, I recently started opening up a little bit more, listening. I've always listened to Drake, but now I became more of a fan of him because I just like his smooth style. Machine Gun Kelly, even with the pop, the pop punk type style, I kind of resonate with as well. So I'm kind of like, I'm fused between a lot of the artists that I listen to, which most artists can attest to. They are a product of, who they listen to because you kind of repeat and have in your brain that type of whatever you're listening to at that moment. So, yeah, no, I like I said, I like to go based on the seasons, kind of like now I'm writing a lot more like in your feels type stuff. The leaves are falling right now.
Trust me, that's why we got the Starbucks. That's why you got the pumpkin spice going on.
Girl style right now. Like even like the R&B type of beats I like rapping on and, just getting in that vibe. Because, sometimes when you're in your feels, you don't want to listen to like, like a banger type song, like because it kind of pisses you off in a way.
Absolutely.
You like to kind of like be in your feels and sit kind of alone and just listen and vibe out to something that you can relate to. And I like to make that type of music too. So the type of artist, getting back to the question I am or consider myself as, is basically I'm a very versatile person. I like to hit on different type of emotions. So I would say I'm a mixture of, like that hardcore lyrical MC. I would say a lot of, I'm a club type rapper. And just, like I like to throw in a lot of humor too. So like a humorous type comedian rapper. There's a lot of my lines are maybe borderline corny, but also like funny
No, they're
too.
funny.
If
They're
you
funny and
funny,
hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. They have that element to them. So I would, yeah, just very like I like to hit all spectrum. So I wouldn't box myself into one type of category. Because even like I like the new pop punk rap beats, like I really fuck with too, and I like
Yeah,
that vibe, like that kind of Juice World or MGK, like with those guitar riffs and stuff. Like I like doing stuff like that. So I definitely will put out more type of that music as well. I definitely like doing in your feels type of music more because people resonate with it more, kind of
absolutely.
connect to it,
Mhm.
and really build that strong, connection to an artist because maybe they went through something that they went through as well, and they have that, interpersonal connection to that person
Absolutely,
based
especially
on
people
the
like around
lyrics.
our age, like around like the
Right.
25 to 30 era, trying to get themselves
Yeah.
together, going through like relationships,
Yeah,
learning,
it's
learning
tough.
whatnot. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
definitely is tough nowadays, especially all the shit that everyone in this age range is going through, with inflation, money type stuff. So I just try to touch on the times and kind of express in my lyrics like what our age group is kind of going through so people can relate to it, share it with people. Because you want to make shareable content at the end of the day. If you
Absolutely.
make shareable content that people resonate with, it has the chance to go viral on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Facebook, because people resonate with that more and they're more inclined to share something that really is relatable to them or
Mhm.
something they're going through or maybe another friend. So they share that. So shareable content is definitely the key for me. And like doing more of these podcasts, making clips, putting them on my Instagram or TikTok, just to get people to know me and connect to me on a personal level and, see some of themselves inside of me, which really makes somebody a fan of somebody. Like the reason why I became a fan of Eminem or Juice World, because I saw a piece of me inside of their music that I really resonated with and really, honed
Yeah,
into
you
as a
draw
person.
inspiration. Every artist draws
Yeah,
inspiration from
it's
others. Absolutely.
of course, yeah, no
You listen
doubt.
to like other artists, like their music from like years ago, and they sound different today as it compared to like 3 to 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
music changes.
because you evolve, you
Absolutely.
change, different things happen to you in your life.
No one ever mentions that except us just now. How artists
Right.
evolve,
Yeah,
honestly.
they evolve. Their voice changes because they're getting older, or maybe they like a different sound better, and maybe they're listening to new types of artists that kind of influence them as well. So yeah, I'm trying to be more open minded now
Absolutely.
and kind of really let my music evolve in the way my life is going, basically. But yeah, bro, that's kind of what I would label myself as, just a versatile, all around artist who likes to touch on different feelings.
No, absolutely. And how do you how do you like with social media going on? How has social media like helped like pop off your music in certain ways, like with
Yeah.
IG, TikTok? Because I feel like it's more easier to pop off now more than ever. With you like what you say, you go viral on TikTok, you go viral on IG. Like
Right.
look at the Island Boys. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
It,
people can say all they want about them, but they blew up
yo,
out of nowhere.
they
You
were
know what I'm saying?
fucking, yeah,
You
no,
gotta
they
give
were
them credit where
legit.
it's earned.
I haven't
I
heard
wouldn't
much
say
of them
like they're
lately,
great, but
but
you know what I'm saying.
no, yeah, of course. I would say social media, it can either be really easy for people or it could be very hard because there's some people out there that are really pushing a lot of content and it's good content and they're not really getting anywhere, um, just because of the way the algorithm is designed. I'd say more so Instagram is the main thing that I started, building my resume on and really trying to pop off on. I really started getting a lot of traction in 2019. My posts were doing pretty well at the time. I was getting like averaging about 1,000 likes. But from 2019 to 2021, bro, like the likes on Instagram were becoming very hard to come by. Like Instagram started designing its algorithm in a way where it was only favoring people that were already performing well and exceeding already. And it kind of shut out a lot of other creators that were kind of in that mid range and made it harder for people to get likes.
Mm.
So like you notice, like I don't know, you just got off Instagram recently.
Yeah, I get it with the
So I
social
mean, but
media.
you notice
But I
like
follow you show me what's like popping and what's not. You know what I'm saying?
right, but
Yeah,
did you notice a steady decline in your like likes that you got like when you had
absolutely.
yeah, over the last like year and a half, 2 years, like a lot of people it's been happening to their engagement's been going down on Instagram and TikTok has really been, throwing out
Mm.
fucking likes and views like Halloween
That's
candy
what I'm
to
saying. Like it's that like what I was saying before. Like it's like that attention span. Like that's what TikTok's doing now. Like if it doesn't. in my opinion, if something doesn't catch your attention within, I would say less than 3 seconds on TikTok, you're just gonna fast forward.
Right.
Whether it's like music or looking at like a
And the
girl,
platform
what
is
I'm saying?
designed. The platform is designed to favor um, people's interests, whereas Instagram is basically you follow what people like. Or no, what you follow already in like like your friends from high school. You see a lot of their posts come up. People you follow, it shows you them first. Whereas TikTok shows you what you're actually interested in, and it shoots it out into the algorithm in front of you first. So it's more interest based. Whereas Instagram is like who you follow already. It's not like expanding your reach. But Instagram is trying to, I think, move towards more that TikTok algorithm style. Everyone's copying TikTok nowadays.
Absolutely, absolutely,
because it's the way it's been booming. Everyone's on it.
absolutely.
you know.
What I was gonna ask you now is because I wanted to like kind of like go back from the beginning, like when you first got your music popping off and with the social media or whatnot. How did you tell everybody like how did you really get into music?
That's a good question.
Take me back from like the beginning.
The beginning. Okay. So basically, I was, an avid music listener ever since, I was a kid. I would listen to a lot of rock, and, classical when I was like very young, like coming into elementary and middle school. And I took an interest in Eminem, which a lot of white kids did
Of course.
growing up, who got bullied or had, maybe that middle class lifestyle and wanted to be cool and like rage against everybody else. But like I wasn't always 100% into them, like wanted to be a musician. This is something kind of my life kind of fell into, and I kind of found comfort in it the way, because I used to, not many people know this, but I used to want to play professional baseball. So as a kid growing up, I would work so hard. I wasn't naturally gifted athletically. I had to work very hard to get to where I got to, and I got some pretty good achievements in baseball. I almost played professional level in the minor leagues. But the way I came up listening to a lot of Eminem was I would listen to Eminem when I first, was training to become a college athlete in high school, because I wasn't the best player by any means. So I would listen to a lot of Eminem in the gym training and just gained a lot of inspiration from his lyrics. And it really helped push me to get to another level with, being an athlete as well. When I got tired or, maybe down on myself, I would listen to Eminem, and a lot of his lyrics really sparked that rage and like, fuck it, I can do it, fuck everybody else. I want to become a baseball player and do it professionally. And I wound up getting all state honors my senior year, where the year before I was a completely bench player. No, I didn't play at all. So really from 11th to 12th grade is where I really started writing on my own too, and use that fuel that I got from Eminem's music to kind of propel me into the music scene, and like, oh shit, I'm actually very good at writing. Like I used to write a lot. The problem is at first I wasn't very good at staying on beat, because I would write my lyrics without hearing a beat first. So I would be writing these crazy sick ass rhymes, and then I'm like, oh shit, no, let me find a beat for it now, which kind of isn't the best approach, because then you have your lyrics written, you go try to fit it into a beat. It's a little awkward. So basically, I would be writing, trying to rap onto a beat that I heard after I wrote the lyrics and trying to fit and cram words in, and it didn't sound all that well. But I changed my approach. I listened to beats first. Now when I hear a beat, I kind of write off of what the beat makes me feel and kind of like sing along to it or kind of fit in it so it flows better. But yeah, from 11th to 12th grade is when I really started to take off my writing. And I got into college. I played a little college baseball, and I listened to Eminem, and I bought my own microphone, a shitty little microphone. I started recording in my college dorm. Recording sounded ass back then. Like, microphone was maybe $50 that I bought.
Yeah, nowhere near like that's like we're using right now.
Yeah, no. And I think around the end of my college days, like towards like my sophomore or junior years, when I really thought like, man, I could probably make a little career out of rapping, or at least, do it on a semi, professional level. But Yeah, that just like
What
playing
was that first
baseball.
song though? What was that first song that
Oh man,
really like lit the spark?
I had a lot of songs on SoundCloud that are hence deleted, like long time have been deleted for a
Oh,
long
okay,
time
okay,
now.
okay.
But I used to release songs on SoundCloud, and they wouldn't get any traction. I'd get maybe like 20 to 50 views.
Yeah, but still, like, you saw it from
But no, I
somewhere.
had a little like fan base in my college, like just like my friends and close friends, like they'd be like, "Oh shit, you actually got bars!" Like
Mm.
even though it wasn't fitting well into the beats, people still respected that I could write and had lyric ability. Um, basically, yeah, no, like I put a lot of songs out on SoundCloud. My first song, I think it was called "Fuckboy Rap." I think that's the name. I have to find it. I'll have to put it on my Instagram or a clip of it or something. But it was actually, I thought it was kind of a banger. Like a lot of people fucked with it. And then there was this song called "Numbers Game" that was really fucking funny. And it was one of my earlier songs that I wrote, and a lot of my college friends had a kick out of it and fucking loved it. But
Mm.
yeah, those were some of my early memories of making music. Definitely in college and in the dorm. I would keep my fucking my roommates. They were one of my best friends, but they fucking hated me when I would rap because I'd be rapping fucking at the top of my lungs at like 1 or 2 in the morning sometimes, and they could hear me through the walls, and they'd be like, "Dude, you gotta shut the fuck up." Like I can hear like it's good, but like I'm trying to get some sleep,
Yeah.
bro. Like so that was kind of like my earliest times of making music in college and just doing it on my own. But yeah, then I started going to recording studios and stuff like that. I recorded at a place called Grand Bay Recording Studios in Tampa, Florida. My guy Skylar, the engineer, he fucking makes me sound amazing, and that's where I do a lot. I kind of just focus on. I don't make beats. I just focus on the lyrics and how they're gonna resonate
Mm.
with the beat and mix in with the beat and make you feel something. That's
Gotcha,
what I
gotcha.
really try to focus on now.
I mean, since we're like on that topic of that certain point of like the timeline, I want to first off shout out to Grimo. That's
Oh
who
yeah,
we're gonna
my
talk about
boy,
right now because I feel like that's where we're going
my
to.
boy Troy.
How did you and Grimo first meet, and how did you guys collab? Because I know you guys were friends prior, but I don't know how you guys started rapping with
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other.
no, absolutely. My boy Grimo, shout out to Troy. It's his real name. But I met Troy. He went to the same college as me. We both went to St. Leo University. He was a lot older than I am. He's like 10 years older than me. But he was in there for, I think, like criminal justice or some type of shit. And I was there for sports business. And we met through my buddy Andrew. Andrew was my dorm roommate and one of the guys I would keep up at night. Sorry, Andrew. But he introduced me and Grimo at this gym we would go to. I don't even remember the fucking name of the gym. But we would go. It was in Zephyr Hills, Florida. So it was about like a 15-minute drive from the college campus. Me and Andrew would go work out at that gym, and Troy was actually in Andrew's frat. So Andrew knew that Grimo was making music, and Grimo had done some shows like at the Orpheum in Tampa. He was doing some pretty solid shows back then, but he wasn't taking it like 100% serious. But he had like some merch out and stuff like that. And Andrew knew that I rapped or was trying to be a rapper, and he was like, "Oh, you should do something with my boy Grimo. He's my fraternity brother, and I think you guys would make some fire ass music." I was like, "All right, yeah, like send me." Grimo had a SoundCloud that had a good couple hundred views on each song, which was pretty solid to me at the time, and I had basically nothing. And he was like, "Yeah, Troy goes to our gym. I think you guys should talk to each other and try to work out a collaboration or something." And one day, Grimo was at the gym. Me and Andrew went for like a chest workout or something like that. And he was like, "Yo, what's up, Troy? Yeah, I got my buddy John here." And then I went up to Troy. I'm like, "Oh shit, is that Grimo?" And then Grimo was like, "Yeah, bro, it's me." Like he started cracking up, like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm
That's
Grimo."
that's actually what he does. Yeah, it is me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, what do you want? All right, yeah, what's this little white boy want? But yeah, then we talked it up, we chatted it up. I showed him some of my music. He listened to it while working out. He was like, "I thought you were gonna be some corny ass white boy, but you got some fucking bars." I'm like, "All right, yeah, let's go to the studio, and we'll definitely do something." And we went to record at this place called Clear Track Studios in Clearwater, Florida. And we made the first song me and Troy made together was what was the name of the song? It was on my album Road to the Show. It was called Overhyped. Overhyped was the name. I don't know if you've heard that song, but it was actually like I had a fire hook on that song. My vocals really had some nice clarity to it. But basically, Overhyped was the first song I made with Troy, and the relationship is history. Like me and him now, we make a mixtape every other year together. Basically, what we like when I first heard Troy's music, everything kind of was like about like women and sexualized. I was like, damn, I really like the way this guy kind of uses his rhymes in a clever way to talk about like these sexual nature type stuff. Like he's got some clever lines in some of
absolutely.
his old songs. I don't know if you've heard some of his old songs.
Nah, some of those old songs
Like
are great. You showed me some.
he's got this joint called fuck was it called? Ratchet Pussy. He's got a song called Ratchet Pussy. That song, the lyrics in that song were fire, bro. I heard that shit. Like it's working with Troy sparked like a new type of energy and sound, I think, in my music, which actually helped me evolve a little bit. So shout out to Troy for helping me evolve. But yeah, listening to his music kind of sparked like a real like club sexual nature in the way it kind of I write songs with him. I only write those type of songs when I work with Troy, but those are definitely like our club style songs that you hear on Extra Sauce or Fire Sauce or Hell's Kitchen. That's the type, because every time I love Troy, but every time, like every song he makes, there's some kind of sexual like innuendo. It's got it. So every time I make that, so I was like, fuck it. Every time I make a track with Troy, it's gonna be sex is our theme. Sex sells, so we got to use it in a clever way that girls would want to like bump to. Because a lot of these girls, like even though they claim to be good girls, they still fucking get down when those thought ass songs come on.
The songs come on to the club, they forget about it.
Girls could claim to be angels, but once they hear that fucking WAP by fucking Cardi B, they turn into the biggest thoughts ever.
Yeah, bro, we see it.
Meanwhile,
like,
they're
all
in
the time.
church the week before, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Heavenly Mother, oh gosh!" Like when they hear that thought music, something sparks in those girls nowadays.
Bro,
Like,
they
it's
all look at
crazy.
each other like, bro, they start like getting low, all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
We know the songs too. You're like, yep, it's about to happen.
quote unquote good girls start acting a little promiscuous for sure. But that's the type of music that comes out of me when I work with Troy. So basically, he inspired a lot of that club thotty type music with hearing his type of stuff. So every time, we've made some definitely motivational songs for sure that we have together that are real bangers too. But something about that sexual nature, Troy has some clever ass fucking lines about
definitely,
girls. He
definitely.
really does. And that's what I admire most about him and why I love working with him. He's very clever, and he's lyrical as well as he makes it like a clubby type bop too. Like you can bounce to it in the club, but also the lyric content behind it is fucking amazing. Like I love making songs like that where the lyrics are fucking fire and they got a lot of technicality in them if you really listen to them, but also it's a fucking joint that your mom could shake her ass to at the club. So it's like I like making those type of songs because you get the best of both worlds. You get to show off your lyric ability and you got it on a beat where people are going to be vibing out to it.
Yeah, guys and girls.
At a nightclub.
It gives guys confidence. It gives like girls like.
Yeah, guys listen to that type of music just to get fucking in the mood and to get that bravado and confidence.
Absolutely,
like,
that's what I was thinking. That was exactly what
girls like to do it because it kind of turns them on when they hear about getting dick down or whatever the fuck.
It does. They can deny as much as they want.
They can deny it as much as they want, but they fucking like it. So that's kind of my theme when I work with Troy.
And what do you and Troy plan on doing together? Like, what is like the goal with you two? Because you guys have so many songs together. You guys could literally. I want to see a tour. That's what I want to see. I've been saying that forever.
We've been saying that for a good 3 years. We're working on some shows possibly towards the end of 2022. Our main goal is to do a world tour, me and Troy, by 2024. So our motto is Tour 2024. But yeah, basically we want to go world. We want to be like a Jack Harlow type style, but like on another level, like even more sexualized,
like a Jake Future dynamic almost.
Kind of, yeah. Like I think me and Grimo, if we really, we keep grinding, we keep doing our thing, keep promoting, we can definitely get to a level where the music is definitely marketable and basically worldwide enough and mainstream enough where people would bop it in the clubs, like on the radio stations. I think it definitely has that potential to go that way. I think maybe because there's no such thing as too explicit nowadays, especially Cardi B putting out the song WAP. I mean, come on. Like, there's no way they're going to censor that type of style anymore. Maybe on the radio they might blurb out the curse words, but the sexual nature of our songs, I think, could be very marketable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think definitely has a chance to expand if we market it the right way. We can definitely pull off a tour, I think, in the next year and a half. We really hone in and gain access to a market and a niche that, really loves bopping shit at clubs and stuff like that. But yeah, bro. But like I said, like, I don't only like making that type of music. I like it, but I like making the in your feels type stuff more because it's something people can relate to more.
Absolutely.
So I like all those different type of styles. I like the motivational type raps too. I love making those. I like making the fuck you type raps where kind of like saying
Nah, you are
clever
versatile.
punchlines.
You are
Yeah.
versatile. I'll give you credit.
Yeah, it's very hard to please everybody
Mm-hmm.
because I have many different types of fans and they all want something different out of me.
You got
sometimes.
an argument. I remember you and I got in an argument one time. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, Johnny. You're like your feels music. That shit hits me the most. And you know me, I always like the club bangers, like the nasty ass lyrics. You know me, that's what I'm always into. And you always hear me when I'm listening to like R&B and like rap. Like those are the only like really like two genres I listen to. But like, wait, your feels kind of like music. I'm not gonna lie. Like I looked at Troy. Troy looked at me. I'm like, yo, Johnny Dehn needs to get his heart broken more often, cause like, cause this music,
Oh,
these songs are good, bro.
Speaking on heartbroken, goddamn.
That's what I was getting. That's another topic I wanted to get into. Like, how did you being a rapper? You're getting like all the social media clout, whatnot.
Yeah.
You working with like a bunch of females on in videos. Obviously, you're getting messages, whatnot. How has this affected your relationships with girls
Ooh,
in a
that's
good and bad way?
Great question. Hey, rappers get their heart broken too. Rappers get their heart broken too. I just want to say that. Like it's definitely not easy. Because at the end of the day, like we're human beings. We all want to have that, one-on-one, interpersonal connection with somebody and a significant other. But at the end of the day, you have your dreams and your goals, and you want to see yourself in lights and on stages. And at the end of the day, girls don't want to see that because in 2022, it's very hard for girls to accept their man, socializing with other girls, or even if they're not, like just the thought of it. Like girls are always like, "Oh, you probably got 20 different hoes on the side." Like, bitch, no, I don't. You probably talking to more guys than I'm talking to girls. So it's like girls have a very warped vision.
But girls do like that chase though of a guy that has like a lot of.
They do like whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah,
girls do like that, and it is very hard.
They're intimidated.
So I was really rapping, trying to go for a professional rap career since like 2017, and over that time from 2017 and now, I've had about 4 girlfriends, while trying to do the rap thing. And what I've noticed is the girls, they like it at first, and they're kind of like, "Oh yeah, I support you 100%. Like that's awesome. Your music is really good. You're very talented." But as time, weeks, months go on, they see me doing certain type of shit on social media. They're like, "Oh, I don't know. Like that's a little like vulgar and violent." And oh man, this girl commented on his post. Who is she? Like the jealousy starts tapping in.
Absolutely.
And I'm not like an Eminem status yet where I could just say, fuck everybody, lick my balls and I'm worth $20 million. So I'm still on the grind and I still kind of have a normal life too. So it's like I do a lot of normal things, but then girls also see me as this rapper guy who's kind of gaining some clout and they get very jealous. And it's hard to balance coming up being a normal person and also being an independent rapper who has a little bit of clout. So it's like very weird and awkward sometimes when I get into more than like a fuck buddy relationship with a girl.
Absolutely, because they don't care. They like, "Oh, I fuck Johnny Dehn, blah blah blah."
Yeah, I've had flings and hookups and fuck, this one, that one.
They get a kick out of it, but like when it comes actually settling down with the chick, that's like
with the girls that I've attempted to settle down with, it was very difficult, and it put me in a weird position where I wound up actually getting my heart broken all 4 times. that I was in the relationships with these girls. Because like at first, they were the ones chasing me, and I was, Mr. Big Guy rapper, and then I would kind of settle in, and they would get jealous, and I would kind of get jealous as well if they would do certain things. And at the end of the day, these girls left me because they said that we're on a different path, and I don't really, like the rap, thing that you're chasing. I don't like the lifestyle of it. It's not for me. But they weren't like that at first. At first, they were with it and whatnot. But then at
Everyone's
the end of
with
the day,
something at first, you know what I'm
right.
saying?
So it was very tough. Went through a few breakups. Got broken up with, and that's where a lot of my, in your feels type music sparked.
I feel like you've done more of like the breaking up, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You feel like I've broken up with more girls?
I feel so because they can't.
I'm gonna be 100% honest, bro. I only broke up with one girl, and that was my last relationship. So you're wrong on that sense.
But you know what I'm trying to say, though.
I guess I've ended a lot of like situationships where I was just fucking with girls. But like actual relationships, 9 times out of 10, I've been broken up with.
Yeah.
And I didn't break up with the girl. The last one I was in, I actually had my heart broken, and I broke up with the girl, which is kind of weird. But like I left the girl where I was. We were living together. I left her because I wanted to 100% give myself the attention that I felt I deserved, for myself, and really trying to make this rap thing pop off. And I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere in the situation I was with. I was living out in Arizona with this girl, and I definitely felt like I was neglecting myself and trying to make ends meet for her and I, paying the rent 100%. And trying to be an admirable, gentleman, and trying to provide for, our future family that we were striving towards. And it just wasn't, I didn't see a vision where I could get what I wanted as far as my career wise and what I really dreamt of being. I just didn't want to be that regular 9-to-5 average Joe type of guy, which I felt like
the white
she was, whether she wanted to admit or not, she was kind of molding me into that type of person. And I didn't like that per se. And I want to be something that makes, I want to make an impact on millions, and you can't do that as an average Joe. You definitely can't. Of course. So it was tough, and I really did have deep, a connection with this girl, and I really do, care about her. But at the end of the day, you got to make yourself happy 100%, because if you're not happy, you can't make anybody else happy.
Of course.
So it was a definitely gray area and tough thing to swallow, but you learn a lot when you move across the country. And because I was living in New York at first, I moved out to Arizona with her. And you learn a lot about yourself when I didn't have any friends out there. So I was like a loner in the house working, trying to make money, doing little things, relationship type things with her. And my music wasn't getting anywhere. And that's what I really like. My passion is my music. Like it's my outlet. It's how I get things off my mind. Because I'm a very shy person. I don't like talking out a lot. But when I make music, I let it all out, whatever's on my mind, and I just go ham, and whatever I feel like I need to say, I say, and it makes me feel, it's like a drug, it makes you feel amazing. So you got to chase with these relationship type things. In 2022, I almost feel like, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's worth having a relationship in 2022? Because honestly, bro, I don't think it is.
I think it is worth it, but you just gotta be wise. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be wise.
I mean, it's easier said than done, because some girls, I even say some guys are assholes too. But like some people just put on like a facade of somebody that they're not. Then you find out everything always seems good at first. You know what I'm trying to say? And then down the 1 month goes by, 2 months goes by, 3 months go by.
You learn more about that person
that you're with. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's good girls out there. It's just very slim. It's so hard to like find somebody that you can trust, somebody that you could communicate with without an argument, because everything has to turn into like an argument nowadays. Yeah. Like there's no like being like all of a sudden, like in our generation, like being like having a toxic relationship is like the norm now.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe in that. I mean, every relationship has its up and downs, but I don't think a relationship has to be like toxic at all times. Like there's some times where you just want to come home and just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And you just, I feel like you want somebody, like I feel like for you, John, like for me too, like we want somebody, like guys like us, like we just want somebody that have like the same goals, the same beliefs, the same, want to like just build an empire and just be on the same point of view.
Be almost one with that person.
Exactly.
You guys kind
Exactly.
of think the same way. You move the same way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to find because there's going to be always something about
Mm-hmm.
your significant other that you don't like that you kind of.
I feel like that's what you need to do. You need to find a girl that that enjoys the same kind of music that you do, that helps you out with your career, or
similar
whatnot.
goals, visions.
Similar goals.
Like what you
visions.
told me
That's
that
what-
Drake quote once in a while. What how did that go again?
Damn, I gotta pull it up. I
building-
would have to pull it up.
Don't get a girl to just sit on the boat with you, have her like help you sail it or something like that. Something along those lines.
You're like how do you say it? Like I would have to pull up the clip. Yeah, pull up the clip when we start editing this. Editing this, but he kind of said like, you're like the captain. I'm like a captain of a ship. You want like a co-captain. You don't want somebody that you have
Just
to
sitting
constantly
there.
pull over for to the side because they can't handle. They
Help
can't
you steer the ship.
Yeah, help you steer the ship. Exactly.
Right,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
want somebody
As your co-pilot.
as your co-pilot. That's basically
Not just
saying
along
that.
for the ride.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
That you have to
And that-
pull over for because they can't handle it.
So you got to slow yourself down.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's how I kind of felt like when I was in the relationship with the past girl, she was doing her own thing and I was doing my thing, but I felt like I was kind of in her movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was living her life. She wanted to be a doctor and I wanted to, make a memorable impact on people and be a memorable, person that is an influencer and wants to make music and has a vision for myself. She didn't agree with a lot of the things that I had, political views or musical views. She didn't agree with a lot, so it was just very tough. But I did care about her at the end of the day. But it was just the views weren't aligned, and I felt like I was in her movie, and we weren't making a movie together.
Exactly.
Basically.
100%. Like I felt that's the thing. Like I feel like girls are just like too masculine
Yeah.
nowadays. Like
Right.
I want somebody that's like lean back.
That's
Not
the
some
thing,
girl
too.
that's like always like submissive, whatnot, but just a girl that doesn't want to give you trouble. Like let a man be a man. You know what I'm saying?
And in 2022, it's very tough because the way the narrative is going, the way social media is trying to push it, they're trying to push girls, they're giving girls all the attention. The narrative is girls.
Oh, you don't need a man. You could be
you
independent.
can
know
be
what I'm saying?
independent. And girls are getting so much attention online that they believe in these average looking girls who can gussy themselves up with makeup and are amazing with the makeup skills.
Angles.
Are angles. They're making them look 10 out of 10, themselves look 10 out of 10 on Instagram. And, they have a certain amount of followers, engagement. So they feel like royalty almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get an average guy with like 500-600 followers. He's a good looking guy, but he's at the end of the day, he's an average Joe because his social media presence isn't there. And another average girl has 30,000 followers and she looks like a fucking model.
Absolutely. 80% of like the 80% of girls chase the 20% of men.
The way
Right,
everything
that's
is
what it
set up, it's tailored towards women nowadays.
Absolutely.
It really
Absolutely.
is. And at the end of the day, why it's hard for someone like me, an artist, to get into a relationship is because girls are always used to having the attention. So when they get someone with a boyfriend with
They're intimidated.
yeah, they're intimidated. And, when the guy has the attention and I have more followers than them or whatever, they get extra jealous. They want to know what you're doing all the time. And because it's supposed to be nowadays, the girls are the ones getting the attention. And it puts guys in an unfair advantage. Andrew Tate talks about it a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And, whether you love the guy or hate the guy, he does have a point. Like, regular men these days are very drowned out. Their voices are not heard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of almost like the opposite of how women were suppressed in
Absolutely.
fucking the early 1900s. So
You're the first one that made that comparison.
Yeah.
You really did, because a guy like a regular Joe could like walk into a bar right now and literally feel invisible. Like,
literally,
you know what I'm saying? Like
literally.
no girl wants to pay him like any mind. No girl will even look his way.
Yeah.
So much to say, God forbid you even approach a girl, you get looked at like as a creep just for saying hi. But meanwhile, 10 seconds later, some chat will go up to the same girl saying the same line, and she's into it. You're only considered a creep when you're not considered attractive. I mean, you and I are good attractive. I mean, it doesn't happen
But
to us too often. But
even
you know what I
attractive
mean.
guys. and
Absolutely, I've seen attractive guys get denied too, bro.
Yeah, and like I have somewhat clout on Instagram, but when I go into a bar, girls don't know that. They just look at me as another average Joe. So girls know that they can get attention from anybody, whether it's online or in person, because they're the hot commodity in 2022. Girls are put on a pedestal nowadays. Everything is tailored toward the female,
That's just them getting brainwashed, though. At the end of the day, it
by big
really
tech.
is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
love it or hate it, it's the way it is, and it's the way it's going. The way and that's where I take a lot of my frustration out of music. Like I love women. I don't have any ill will towards women at all. I love my mom. I love the women in my life, but it really like boils down to hardworking men are definitely in an unfair advantage nowadays. I don't want to complain or bitch and moan about it, but it's just like something has to change, and something has to empower these young men to kind of like remember who they are. Remember that we're the kings. Women at the end of the day, they're like, oh, I could live without a guy. But at the end of the day, what is a woman without, a king?
Absolutely.
Like you say, I've heard you say it before, like these women think, oh yeah, like, I can do whatever I want. But at the end of the day, they crave that man, that
You know what it is, bro? It's like
sternness.
it's like the feminist, like the feminist side of them wants to think like, oh, I don't fuck that guy. I don't need him. I don't
Right.
need no man. I can earn my own money. I can earn that. But the same girls will go back and say, you know what? Yeah, I kind of do need a guy and this, that. And they just like, it's such a weird facade that they put on. Like, it makes no sense sometimes. Like, if you watch that interview when Andrew Tate, I know we're just going to keep quoting Andrew Tate, but like when Andrew Tate was on that date with that British chick, that light skinned joint, I forgot her name. I can't even think of it right now. But at first, they literally asked her the whole time, would you date Andrew Tate again? At first, she's like saying, no, he was horrible. He's way too toxic masculinity. He's the reason why guys are the way they are. And then the guy asked the second time, all right, but would you actually see him again? What did you like about him? You know what? I actually did like him. I actually would want to see him again. He was good looking. He has money. He said he has money. He's
Right.
good looking. He's confident. See, like that's what they put on such a facade. It's so strange this day and age.
Yeah, they put on it's all a fucking act. At the end of the day, I think you said it before as well. Like, invest in wine and cat food now, because a lot of these fuck girls that are like playing like they don't need guys and they're so independent and they get all this attention online and
That's
whatnot.
what I'm saying. Absolutely.
When they become phased out and in their early to late 30s, they're gonna be like, fuck, like I had so
Absolutely.
many opportunities for some really good guys that I passed up, and now all these fuck boys left me on the side of the road to fucking rot.
Bro, they're already doing
You know?
statistics now. Like 10 years from now, girls between the ages of 18 to 38 are gonna be single, no relationship, not even married, and no kids. Like that's a lot. 50% out of girls are what? How many people in this country? 330 million. Like,
Right.
That's pretty bad,
Right.
bro.
And like we said,
It's just so because it's social media. It doesn't. People don't know how to communicate.
That's
People don't
where the
know
root
how
of the
to talk.
issue.
How
Social
many
media.
videos on YouTube do you see like a girl saying, "Okay, how about you go up to that guy and try talking to him?" Girls do not know. Like, not even like girls, but even guys.
girls
too.
are so
Some people
socially
don't know how to
awkward.
communicate. Like bro, we go to bars and clubs. Bro, how many times have you seen like girls on the side just
on their phones,
like having a drink like this, being like stuck
Posting,
up,
like,
or
a
just
selfie with
and
each other.
guys are just sipping and leaning like this.
Yeah, everybody's just
Like
against
just
the wall
way
on their
too shy to
phones.
even talk or any of that stuff. I rarely see people
Because at
even
the end of the
talking. That's
day-
why I don't like going to bars anymore.
These
bro.
a lot of these, they go to these bars and clubs. A lot of these girls just for show, so they can show off their new outfit, their makeup, and go chill and dance with their besties, and kind of
they
show
want
off
that
to
outfit
these guys.
chat. Yeah, they want that outfit chat, but they can't find that outfit chat.
And
It's
they
like
love
that
when
Tyrone
guys
Ray.
look at them and they get intimidated by them. It gives them power.
Absolutely.
That's where they get their power from. They know that they
ego
have.
booster.
They can get any guy they want on social media. There's so many options for these girls that they know that, so they don't have to try at these clubs. It's just like a fashion show for them.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel like it is for these women. They don't even care if they get any action or not, because they can DM a guy and get fucked that night if they want anyway.
Absolutely.
And guys are 100% with it, whereas you try to DM a girl, she either leaves you on red, doesn't answer you, or is just mad fuck girl and makes you go on 30 dates before you can even touch her. It's like,
Absolutely.
and it's not like that for everybody. Having money and status definitely helps shortcut your way into a girl's pants for sure. But what about the rest of these, regular dudes, or maybe good-looking dudes and really cool, nice guys
Yeah, absolutely.
that are
Being
missing
good-looking
out
will
on
not
women?
get you far in this day and age.
Right, because
Absolutely
girls
not.
have the options. They can get access to someone with a blue check easily. And it's just it kind of really is an unfair advantage for guys, and it weighs heavily on our mental health sometimes. Like,
Absolutely.
because you feel like sometimes you're not worthy of these girls who have the world and have these social media presences, but they're just regular fucking girls. They have no talent. They have no ability. They're just
Not
fucking
all.
hot girls.
We're not saying all, but
Not all of them.
almost,
Not
you
all,
know what I'm saying?
but a lot
Yeah.
of them that are putting on this facade on Instagram.
Absolutely.
There's so many, and it's building every day. These regular girls that are just, regular looking girls, but they make themselves look 10 times hotter on Instagram. Can get any guy they want. And why are they going to fuck with a regular dude who actually might be more attractive than them behind that makeup? And it's just, it kind of really does sway and skew, the fairness towards the women for sure. But that's where I draw a lot of my musical inspiration from, just kind of vouching for, men, and kind of like, I don't hate women, but it's just like sometimes I have some animosity towards them. And it's just,
every guy does, absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
And whether it's sexually stemmed or
So
rooted from
sexually
sexual-
or physically or mentally.
Yeah.
Basically. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like, I just try to make music that helps empower young men to, either go to the gym or whatever the fuck, and just know that you as the man have the power, not the woman. The woman is supposed to be that
It's
person.
like a chessboard. It really is like a chessboard.
It's a game of chess, but like at the end of the day, the men hold power that women can't. Women, provide things that men can't either. But at the end of the day, the man is supposed to be the hunter, the powerful one. And at the end of the day, the women nowadays are trying to take over that and feel like they can do it themselves and be more independent, which, more good for the women. But at the end of the day, men need to be heard too, and men need to figure out a way to cut through this bullshit. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So I think it didn't help that Andrew Tate got banned, because there's some things that, maybe he stretched a little bit and took a little too far just for the purpose of clout and getting, clicks on TikTok. And some of it may be a little fucked up, but I don't
brutally
think
honest. That's
he's
what
brutally honest.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it, and I think it was wrong for him to be censored, because that was kind of like a stepping stone and kind of like a milestone for young men to get empowered. Like, he was talking a lot of truth and speaking a lot of life into a lot of young men, which I liked. But at the end of the day, like, the man's power will come through eventually, because like we always say, like, men are like wine. We get better as we age. Whereas women have that timestamp where they have to pump out a kid, or they only look good. They start getting wrinkles. Whereas men in their 50s and even early 60s are still crushing it. Getting 20-year-old girls and fucking
Absolutely.
killing it. So it's like, we do have the upper hand as far as that. So time will tell. We just got to keep grinding, keep doing our thing. But,
Absolutely.
yeah, bro. Let's get back to the music thing. Like, I'm gonna definitely, like, I just put out a new music video. Called Cheers, my boy Grindmo. That music video, that song came out on the Decades album. That wasn't on the Extra Sauce album, but I've been meaning to put a video out for that. I want to put a video out for Topless Hose. Topless Hose is definitely doing some numbers. Yeah, and I would love to have you in a couple more videos.
Okay, absolutely. I'm all,
Yeah.
You guys have seen me. Anybody that's a Johnny Depp fan have seen me like in the background some way, shape, or form.
He's the bald fuck in the background.
basically the whole fucking
what was the first video?
or sometimes I'm behind the camera. Don't get it twisted.
No, because how it worked was, like, you are in quite a few of my videos and TikToks as well. So you're going to be famous by default when I blow up. So.
We'll see.
But the first video I did with you was the Demons is actually one of my favorite videos, believe it or not. It has kind of like a storyline behind it. It's kind of creepy, eerie. It has definitely a powerful message behind it. But I needed an actor for that video. And, you were my homie at the time. We were chilling, going out. Yeah, we were working together. And I was like, yo, fuck it. Just come be in my video. I need an extra in it. And I think you would kill it. And you fucking killed it. Where'd you learn to fucking act so good, bro? Because I didn't expect you to be such a good fucking actor. And I thought you kind of were just gonna be like that
funny.
stand around guy in the background. But you actually did a good job. Where do you get that? Where do you get that from?
To be honest, I just like I kind of drew inspiration from you, like how you felt comfortable. I was like how you felt comfortable, I feel comfortable. Like how you and I are right now, just like the chemistry. Like when I see you confident and boosting, that's when I like you are who you're with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
so that's when I saw you do it. Yeah. And then I don't know, just like drew inspiration from movies, like in TV shows. Like you know me, I'm like a huge like movie and TV show buff.
Oh yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
all.
for sure,
If
for
if
sure.
I'm not like doing anything else, I'm watching movies and TV shows. And I just like observe like their acting, whatnot, take their craft. Basically, how you are with music, that's how I am like with acting. You just observe, take what
Well,
you
I
can
tell
get,
you
and just
what,
build your craft. You know what I mean?
for sure, absolutely, I
It
agree
really
with
is
that.
not that bad. As soon as you stop getting like what's that thing, like camera shy?
Camera shot,
Camera
yeah. You
shy.
just kind of
It's just
step
chill.
into the role and you just
Absolutely.
kind of become it. And
Absolutely.
you just let your inner self take
Mhm.
over it. But I tell you what, I think I am going to be making a fucking movie within the next 4 or 5 years. So fucking get ready because I'm going to have you be a co-star.
We'll
So
see. I would ask what the plot is, but I don't want to. I think I know what it is, but I do want it to be a surprise.
I've
down
been
the road.
I have been sitting on this movie topic for a long time, probably since like 2018. I wanted to have it out by 2022, but now the year's almost over. But I'm definitely saving up a bigger budget for it. I want to pitch it to Netflix. I want to pitch it to a major streaming service. I have a really good idea. It's along the lines of like fame and relationships, kind of like similar to like A Star Is Born. I don't know if it's anyone who's ever seen that, but I have a vision of that style of movie and kind of like dealing with being in lights, also dealing with falling in love with somebody and having that true love, but also having that weight of being in the limelight and having your love kind of publicized.
Absolutely.
So I kind of something along those lines is
Something
what the movie's gonna be
realistic.
about.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We've never really seen, in my opinion, I've never seen like a movie or a TV show that I was like, oh, you got some.
Oh yeah, I spilled a
You
little,
got some on the goatee too, the Irish goatee,
little coffee.
a little bit on your
Little,
chin too.
little coffee. Oh, okay.
It's
That's,
like OCD.
that's what I love about you too. Anytime I have like a speck or kind of like maybe a piece of lint or something or an eye booger or whatever, Hassan's always the first one to pick it out.
Yeah, Johnny, come on.
He
get-
makes me
get it
so.
off.
That's why I need you as my assistant before I do an interview. Like, yo,
I got
Johnny,
major OCD. I got major OCD. That shit will bother shit on me right
That's what I
now.
love about you.
Love you too, homie.
Hell yeah, bro. But yeah, no, I want to do as many projects and put out as much content for my fans to really have them see all my creative aspects, and because I have so much I want to fucking do. It's really insane.
What is your layout going forward? A little bit. Just give us like the gist.
Like for sure, I want to 100% focus on the music, but like recently, I've been doing a lot of like TikTok style, like duets with other artists, like doing like 16 bar verses. That's where the trend is going. Kind of a lot of people are doing that. People are doing their snippets of their songs and like TikTok skits, funny skits. So I like doing that. I find it's kind of cool. It is time consuming and trying to like lay out all these different types of content styles. But basically, I like, just making music and making content around that music and really creating a story and a vibe behind it. So whether it's a TikTok skit, a duet or, a movie or, a skit or just like something or a music video. I just love creating a story behind that song and creating content around that song, which is definitely how you have to brand yourself as an artist. And it's not easy because you need money to do it. You can do a lot of things low budget. I made a lot of videos where I spent $0. One of my favorite ones that I made, which is my iPhone, is the song I did Medium Rare with Grimo. We filmed it in Miami. We got a couple girls to
was a
be in it.
classic.
Yeah, it was a fun video to make, and it cost $0 to make. But then there's some I've spent, over, a couple grand to make. So it's just, you don't have to have money, but you have to have that creative vision
Absolutely.
and
Motivation.
really make that content brandable and kind of create a story behind that song to make and feed more content out of it,
Absolutely.
But yeah, bro. If you
What-
want to,
Oh my bad. What artists do you want to work with coming up soon?
Ooh, okay, yeah. There's a lot of artists I want to work with. That I think I will be able to in the near future. Once we get our budget right and stuff like that. There's a few female artists I want to work with. Definitely Justina Valentine is one that kind of fits me, Grimo style with like that sexualized like sauce vibe. I love Chris Webby. I love Echo, who works with him a lot as well. I did a song with Dax. A lot of people know already. I did that in 2018. He's blowing up right now too. I'd love to work with Tech Nine if possible in the future, and even thinking bigger like Drake and Jack Harlow. Like the sky is the limit. I like to my favorite quote is one by Jeff Bezos. If it's possible in the laws of physics where it can be done, there's no reason why it can't be. You just got to put in the work and kind of put yourself in front of those right people and just make it happen. Because if it's physically possible to do, there's no reason why you can't do it. That's one of my favorite quotes too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, bro, I think just going to keep grinding, keep putting out music, keep making content around the music. I got a great marketing team that I'm working with now as well, and I'm helping out other artists build their brand and build their marketability, working with a company called Everyday Success Team. So I'm doing marketing with them, helping them brand my content, get it out there, and helping other artists as well do the same thing. And maybe one day I'll build a small label, a Johnny Dehn label. Call it Johnny's Den or something like that, just my den of artists. But basically, yeah, just want to keep pushing content, because that's the way you got to do it and get into the algorithm more. Everything's about the algorithm. Topless Hose is exploding in the algorithm. It's getting thousands of new listeners every day. That song's really taken off right now from the Extra Sauce album. So I just want to keep pushing content. But I think right now, I think the fans want to hear a little freestyle.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was going to really get at. I got one beat in mind that I really want to... That's fine, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Plug you into the aux.
Oh, okay.
Is you gonna play it off your phone?
Yeah, like I could just
Yeah, he could just play it off the phone.
Hey, let's get it. Success first that makes you selfish. Ex-girls try to make you jealous. Flex work and then you relish. Text her, we eating shellfish. Motherfuckers always try to play with me or something. Always try to take my plate away, but they can't tame this hunger. They try to fake their numbers, but numbers don't lie. Except that one is slut gave you in the club, you fucking dummy. Ugly piece of fucking shit. You trolling like you Trump, except you broke as fuck. I hope you know you suck. Shut your whole ass up before I roll your body shut and fucking throw it in the trunk. So go and open the lotion, throwing the Trojans. Take on both like a bone in the ocean. Show is over like Joe to the Rogan. Flow so cold it froze my Rolex. No fuck stone, your girl wants more sex. Rolling the GoPro in slow motion. Your girl a fox, I go by Colson. Crazy topics, locomotion. Upside down like a roller coaster. She close her throat, I blow a load and ship her home to Oklahoma. If I end a verse, my pen just burst. I'm the best on earth in the metaverse. Don't test these words, I bet you worse. I'm a god, you better get to church. If not, you'll end up with murs. I am sick, I spit with germs. You're a bitch, you're hurt with words. It's face off like fucking lurch. Told Dwayne Johnson to buy my merch. Yeah, veins popping right through the shirt. Pushing weight like I'm pushing P. Pushing pussies right out the way. Yeah, you a rookie, I'm Hall of Fame. Stupid goofy, you talk the talk on the walk of shame. You lost a lot, I got a lot to gain. Like unmixed vocals, running ovals around your promo. Shit so trash won't load in Pro Tools. Yes, I snap, but please no photos. Take a hike like Tony Romo. No one likes you like Andrew Cuomo. You think you street, but you a hobo. No place to eat. Oh no, pushing my P up in a V. Louis G's up with the heat. Push the T, ain't want no beef. You fuck with me, you get fucking beat. Fuck a trick, they ain't no treat. I told y'all to start it up, but they just fold like empty seats. I'm the best, they envy me. So wonder why I have so many enemies. Sharpest bars that anyone has ever seen. I'm cutthroat with the cutlery. And I keep pushing these promos even when they've had enough of me. Bumping my tracks is the only time that you're allowed to fucking fuck with me. Yeah, and I still ain't rich, but my songs are still a bit hotter than any bitch on your freaking roster. Yeah, real shit. I feel clips with real spit and pull up like fucking boxers. Cause his lyrics still hit and slap harder than Will Smith at the Oscars. Shit. Fuck it, I'm done.
I like that.
Yeah.
I fuck with that heavy. That was good.
A little out of breath now. Hell yeah. But no, I'm going to start doing more of these freestyles on the podcasts that we do. I'm going to start doing some solo ones. I'll have Hassan back as another guest star.
For sure.
And shit, homie, we got a lot more to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We definitely got a lot more music to make, some more points to make.
Stories.
Some more bullshitting stories. Yeah, and there's definitely more to come. Shit, but I think it was a solid first episode. For sure. But it was great having you on, bro. And let's keep putting in that work, homie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Good shit.